Don't forget to hit that sub button, guys. You cannot teach a fighter courage. The fighter either has it or he doesn't. That shit comes from inside, right? That's a trait that comes from the inside. Being able to put mind over matter, being able to dig deep. And this is a character trait that's always been with Dominic Breazeale. When you look at his fights, when you look at the people he's fought, when you look at the positions he's been in against these fighters, one characteristic I've seen is that he never gives up, right? He never gives in. He's the type of a fighter that has heart, something that some fighters don't have. Some fighters don't have heart. If you compare Gerard Washington to Dominic Breazeale, Washington is a better technical fighter, but he doesn't have the heart that Dominic Breazeale has at all. Because Washington, the minute he starts getting put under pressure, he folds. He absolutely folds. But Dominic Breazeale, he could be taking an hellacious beating, like his face could be swollen to bits, but he'll still march forward and he'll still let his hands go and he'll still try. That's what you call heart, people. I've seen Dominic Breazeale get dropped several times. I've seen him get up and come back and win fights, or at least try to win fights. Dominic Breazeale has something that Deontay Wilder doesn't have, and that is the self-belief in himself. You know what I'm saying? Because, Dominic Breazeale fought Anthony Joshua when he had 16 professional fights. Or 17, around there. 16, 17 professional fights. He challenged Anthony Joshua for the IBF Heavyweight Championship of the world. He went in there and he got basically outclassed, right? I didn't give him a single round. It was very one-sided. But the point was he attempted it and he tried. Dominic Breazeale fought Amir Mansal. That was a risky fight for Dominic Breazeale. I believe he had like 15 fights at the time. Amir Mansal is one of those guys that you don't really want to fight. You just fight him if you have to, because he's a guy who, he's a very aggressive type of fighter. And he's in your face, and he's just one of those type of guys that you would not... He's kind of like the Ernie Shavers of this era. The Ernie Shavers back in the 70s was a guy that he was never able to become a champion, but he was a guy that people, heavyweights back then, they didn't want to fight him because he gave everybody he fought hell, right? So they didn't want to fight him, but still people fought him, like obviously Muhammad Ali, of course Larry Holmes. I believe Larry Holmes got dropped by Ernie Shavers and then he came back to beat him, right? That's kind of like the way I look at Amir Mansal. He's a guy that, he's never going to be champion, right? He'll never be a champion. But no, even the top fighters don't want to fight him because he's a guy who he'll give anyone hell because of how aggressive he is and stuff. But Dominic Breazeale fought him in his like 15th fight, and he got dropped and he got hurt badly against Amir Mansal. Came back and he beat him. Dominic Breazeale fought Izzy Ogono. Was in a war with Izzy Ogono. Got dropped several times. Put on his backside. Came back, rallied back, put him on his ass. Dominic Breazeale doesn't even have 20 fights yet. He's already demanding a fight. He doesn't want it because he's demanded, so he wants it because he truly feels that he could beat somebody like Wilder. He's even gone around saying he would fight Dillian White. He's open to fight Dillian White. He doesn't care. So why is it that Dominic Breazeale, who has less than 20 fights, already fought Anthony Joshua, is begging and willing to fight Deontay Wilder, and is even willing to fight Dillian White? Dillian White, Deontay Wilder, and Anthony Joshua are three of the best heavyweights currently, right? Anthony Joshua is an elite heavyweight. Dillian White is an elite heavyweight. Deontay Wilder is an elite heavyweight. Dominic Breazeale wants to fight all of these guys. He already fought the number one heavyweight, which was Joshua. Now he wants to fight these two guys. He has less than 20 fights. Less than 20 fights. So why didn't Deontay Wilder, who has 40 fights, why didn't he fight Anthony Joshua yet? Can someone answer that question? Why didn't he fight Anthony Joshua, but a guy who had 15 fights challenged Anthony Joshua? Can somebody answer that question? You can't answer that question, right? Or you're gonna say it's because these guys ducked him. Because that's the only answer I ever receive. It's because this guy ducked him. Do you look at your facts, Rack? Do your facts. My facts tell me that Wilder wanted no parts with Klitschko. Wilder wanted no parts with Dillian White. Wilder wanted no parts with Joshua. That's what my facts tell me. This is why it's funny to me when I see people saying, Deontay Wilder's avoided this, but it's funny when people consider him the best American heavyweight when other American heavyweights, are willing to take risks and willing to challenge themselves way quicker than someone like Wilder, but he's supposed to be the best American heavyweight, right? Anyway, guys, that's all I have to say.